What's up, everybody? This is Kieran Reese, otherwise known as the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer of the O.C.G, and hopefully I'm live with Blasphemous 2. Just the other day, they shadow dropped a big-ass, huge, free new DLC, and as somebody who loves Blasphemous 2, I put countless hours in the first and the second game and gotten 100% in the platinum for both games. I am on that. Amigos? Hey, what's my issues? We're gonna do Amigos. Okay, I'm live. Lamp of the Whisper of Mist. Okay.
I dreamt about you. In my eternal sleep, I saw you pass through a thick veil. A vast blanket that covered day and night equally.
Okay, I have no idea what the fuck that means, lady. Bottom of the Choir of Thorns. See, how people knew how to access this DLC. Weird.
And then her pain turned to mist.
Well, so far this DLC is looking fucking awesome. Castle of the Mist. Cool. So there goes my shit too, and they goes, how you doing?
In my eternal sleep, I saw you wandering through the remains of a home now turned into a tomb. I saw you approach my tomb and prostrate yourself before my shrouded corpse.
Spiders, dude.
But your gaze was as empty, as absent, as mine beneath my closed eyelids.
Well, shit. If we're getting right into this, fuck. This is my fear. Okay, yeah, this is just straight up fucking inspired by Castlevania. Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, my prayers have been heard. Penitent one, my name is Eliseo. I find myself prostrate in eternal wake, a prisoner of a ceremony born from a lie. Oh, Duchess of mine, so ill, so alone in these gilded halls that never comforted her. Out of compassion, I whispered that I loved her, giving her the charade of a non-existent love. She discovered my feigned eyes behind the mask of the lover I never was. Her last wish was that I watch over her body after she died. But when I did so, my hands became nailed to her tomb, leaving me imprisoned ever since.
God in heaven, by which I mean God in heaven and only God in heaven, not quote saying for anyone else, just God in heaven and Jesus. Please listen to my words, intentions, and my thoughts, and do me forgiveness. 1. Please forgive me for doing sins and deals. With strength, please undo the sins and deals. I let go of my shit so I can. 1. Please forgive me for doing sins and deals with strength. Please undo the sins and deals. Make the drink getting virtual consumer dead. 2. Please let go of my. 2. Please reduce your next door right now. 3. Please don't let this hurt my stomach. 4. Let me okay. God never please forgive me for doing do them. God never please forgive me for doing do them. God never please forgive me for doing do them. God never please forgive me for doing do them. God never please forgive me for doing do them. God in heaven please forgive me for doing do them.
Penitent one, seek the weapon born of this condemnation, and free us from the love that never was.
I'm gonna get it. Shit. God damn. Okay, this is a pretty big area.
Free me, penitent one. Extricate these captive hands of mine.
Goes, I gotta give me the new vehicles, my. Give me the new vehicles. What the fuck? Can you repair that? Hey, there's like a library. Yeah, it looks like I can't come this way. hilarious. Oh, that's cool. Oh, so it's like a movable ladder you can freely push around. That's dope. Hey, there goes. So far, I'm gonna say thing. Oh fuck. Ooh, goddamn. Okay, that was fucking brutal. Kind of freaks me out. Well, that's on me. It's not gonna have to say the go. We can do. We're gonna have to how you feel, man. Physical 26 seconds, the NHL favor. Okay, that's like the kind of thing that's gonna kill me. So let's not fuck with that. Oh, sweet. Vibrating the organs. Shit, is that the whip? I think it is. Fuck. Ah, interesting. Fuck is this? Okay, there goes. Shit, is that the whip? The weapon gained. Yep. Imbrugio. Chain whip. Press and hold down and square to launch a powerful attack while on the ground. Ooh, shit. Unleash slow by filling the flame gauge, striking enemies with oil and energy from the gauge to perform more devastating attacks. Ooh. Awesome. And then you unlock stuff from, I'm guessing, from the environment. Yeah. Nice. You can aim in any direction. Wow, that's fucking sick. Oh, that is fucking sick. Haha! Nice. I guess we'll add a green one. Pretty sure that was my prior thing I did. And then, what I like to unlock. Press hold down the air to enact a powerful favor, which, oh wow, it does a whole like spinning attack. That's cool. Press against near enemy to spin it. That's cool. Make a second hit when you're attacking an enemy to unleash an additional devastating final strike. Okay, I need 2 marks. Gotcha. And that actually is pretty fucking cool. Nifty. Piece of rusted silver. Oh wait, hold on. self-suspended with my shift and do that. It says, hey, look at my shift and do that. And that self-suspended doing my 6 o'clock and it says, oh shit. Are you doing Nine. Oh, nope, there's one you can carry with that. Okay, that goes in. Okay, there we go. Alright, that goes in. Anything like shit, I can say that goes in. There goes, hey, do the new. Can I give me do they go? Can I give me do they go? Can I give me do them? He goes, can I give me do them? I only discovered a small part of this shit. And then just give me do my habit of deal because my shit's fucking S's. Can never give me even doing my shit's fucking S's. And then just give me even do the bagels, Mike. Can never give me even do bagels. Can never give me even do the bagels. Can never give me even do the bagels. Mike, can never give me even do the can never give me even do my shit's fucking my shit's. Can I just give you two makeup? Can I just give you two like a nice subscribe? I hit the massive videos and do them. Give you a such like my. And then just give me do my videos with my. Just looking at this 82 and massive videos. Fuck, most of these being big ass of 4. Goes by again. Then just give me do my videos with my. Just looking at this 82 and my. Oh man, hey, do listen to deals and do them. God, and then just give me videos and do them makeups. You doing it? The Legos, I didn't do them, Legos. And I'm gonna give you the Legos, and then give you the Legos, and then Legos. Oh wow, that actually is kind of tricky. Hey, goes my fucking it's getting in this game, you do my video little. Hey, goes my getting in this game, you do my video little my shit's fucking gotta do my video little my. Shit's fucking this is so goes my just like a do the goes you do this my shit's like a do the goes you do something. Hey, goes my getting in this game, my video little my. Oh my god, I'm so tired of my fucking OCD, man. And then we give me, we do my sons and deals and do them. And then we give me, we do them. And then we do them. I go down again and say, stand over here, do my little way. What was this? I should say that's what we're doing. I'm sure there's no changes in the schedule. What are you doing, my little way? Give me doing so you're doing my shit, can you do my other my shit again? That's just I'm so tired of OCD, man. Can I just give me for doing stuff like deals and do them? Can I just give me for do the do them? Can I just give me for do the do them? There you go, fine. Can I just give me for my other deal with those? Can I just give me for my other deals with this one? I say to me, it's my fucking that's what people feel now. Can I just give me for doing my other deals with them? I'm gonna stay doing the weekend and deals like every new man. Shit's fucking necessary. Gotta just give me doing the doing my goals. God in heaven, just give me for doing my sense of deals and new. Shit's again, this is how you do my shit's fucking this is how you do my shit's one of these days maybe my OCD will give me a fucking break. Can I just give me the deal they go? Can I just give me the deal? Since look at this is how you do my sense look at this we do my and then you give me my look at this is how you do my sense look at this is how you do my sense of deal then do it. There you go. What did you do? fucking essence. No, see, you're not supposed to do that, bro. God, him just give me for doing my sense of Kevin doing my sense of as Kevin doing my habit. No essence, no. See, and you did it again. You're okay, God. You're good. You're okay. God never gonna doing my habit deals because my essence. I do my. Do not do that again. Okay, we're calm. Be calm. God in heaven, please forgive me for doing my sins and deals and undo them. God in heaven, please forgive me for doing my sins and deals and undo them. God in heaven, please forgive me for doing my sins and deals and undo them. God in heaven, please forgive me for doing my sins and deals and undo them. God in heaven, please forgive me for doing my sins and deals and undo them. God in heaven, please forgive me for doing my sins and deals and undo them. God in heaven, please forgive me for doing and undo them. God in heaven, please forgive me for doing my sins and deals and undo them. God in heaven, please forgive me for doing and undo them. God in heaven, please forgive me for doing and undo them. God in heaven, please forgive me for doing and undo them. God in heaven, please forgive me for doing and undo them. God damn it, give me this it make off my fucking goddamn give me this it do make off my shits. Oh god, I hate OCD so fucking much, dude. God damn it, give me do my sins and deals and do them. God damn it, give me this it do them. That's fucking it's gonna be doing my sets fucking deals. No, I ain't doing dear. It's like saying you did it again. I'm having a bad day OCD wise. You just gotta bear with me. God in heaven, please forgive me for doing sins and deals and do them. God in heaven, please forgive me for doing and do them. Just look at you, okay? If I do my sins, God never look at my with all them little maggots. God never give me never give me do make all fun. Never be dirty like those my shits are gonna be as nice as they do my. Ah. Doing my sense of the deals and cover doing my look at my shit's fucking SSF fucking man, OCD is just the worst. Give me I just look at my shit's doing legal fine. They do my How you doing? Can I give me the deal they go? Can I give me the deal? God in heaven, please forgive me for doing sins and deals. Okay, I gotta do my HD thing one more time. God in heaven, by which I mean God in heaven and only God in heaven. Not go to slang for anyone else, just God in heaven and Jesus. Please listen to my words and my intentions and my thoughts. Do me 4 favors. 1. Please forgive me for doing my sins and deals over this drink. Please do the sins and deals and make it safe to drink, getting the parts of consumer and dead man. 2. Please make sure I'm having slower so now. 3. Let me be okay. 4. Please let me be okay. God in heaven, please give me the amigos. It's getting by, man. Still reeling from the news from the Nintendo Direct, man. The Ocarina of Time remake is real and looks sometime this year, but they haven't given more details. I was like, I never give me doing my look at my shit so I can do them. They only showed a very brief glimpse of the game. My vehicle's gonna be doing them. And I think they're intending to do a full Nintendo Direct just for it. Yeah, Ocarina of Time is fucking great. I don't know if it's my favorite game of all time, but it's up there. So... It's been rumored and rumored and rumored and rumored and rumored. And it got to the point where it was the most debated rumor in gaming right now. Especially because the guy who leaked it, Nate the Hate, he was spot on. Every other thing he said came true. And he even said they would remake Star Fox as well. So, I feel like Nintendo included it in this Direct so they could get and say, okay, we officially announced it. So, we owned it up. There's no more rumor, there's no more speculation. And so they can then do a full Direct with it. They did say 2026. So if they're going to show more of the game, they're going to show now. But they just did a brief introduction and then showed Link sleeping in his bed in, fuck, what's the name of it? I can't think of the name of the forest you start out in. Kokiri Forest? Yeah. So, it's voiced, and, this is not a graphical remake, okay? The 3DS already got that, Ocarina of Time 3D, and it was really good. But it was the exact same game, just rebuilt with new graphics. But the enemy layouts were the same, the levels were the same. To describe what this is like a Resident Evil remake, but for Ocarina of Time. So they're keeping the story, they're keeping the same general beats, but it's reimagined. Rebuilt from the ground up. It's not going to be the same game, but prettier. So it's going to have the same plot beats, the same general thing, but all the levels are going to be rebuilt from scratch and redesigned. So, and that actually excites me, because we have the rare opportunity to get, they could theoretically, if they don't fuck it up, make the best Zelda game ever. Because I really, really like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. But the thing about it is they kind of went in a new direction, and they radically changed formula. And while I love those games, I kind of miss the old formula. Oh shit. Like the main dungeons especially, there was nothing quite like a main Zelda dungeon. It's almost hard to, even calling in dungeons does them disservice, because when you think dungeon, you don't think that. But, Ocarina of Time had some of the best dungeons in gaming. I remember being a kid and actually being fucking disturbed by the Shadow Temple. And it's not just Ocarina of Time. I mean, I would say the old Zelda in general. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh shit, got real. Holy shit. Oh, wow, okay, we're finished off with this cocksucker. Oh, two of them? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Wow. Fuck yeah. Anyway, so it's not just Ocarina. All the classic Zelda games had phenomenal dungeons. My favorite Zelda has always been Twilight Princess. I never see they go by But, and Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild were both great. They both had amazing open world exploration. I loved the games. I loved both of them. But, and the shrines were cool. They were like mini dungeons, but they were still not like those big, huge main dungeons. And I always said if they could take the open world of Breath of the Wild and combine it with like the main dungeons of like Tears of the Kingdom, if they could take like the open world of Tears of the Kingdom and they could combine that with like the linear dungeons of Ocarina of Time, it would be the perfect Zelda game. And I think that's what they're gonna do. Well, kind of. I don't think necessarily they're gonna make it fully open world. But I think they're going to redesign the world to be significantly larger. Because they actually wanted you to have a free roaming world in Ocarina of Time. And they were just limited by the constraints of the time. Like Hyrule Field was pretty much as big as they could make it on 64. And at the time it was an impressive size. That's what I'm saying. So I don't think necessarily now it's going to be this massive open world, but I do think like Hyrule Field's going to be a lot bigger and have a lot more shit in it. Because that literally was what they wanted to do and they couldn't. And on top of which, it looks, oh hell yeah. It looks really, really good graphically. Nintendo consoles have always been underpowered. And I mean, Switch 2 is still a generation behind. It's roughly equivalent to like a portable PS4. So it's not, you know, anywhere close to the current gen. But one thing you can count on is that even if it was a lesser powered system, that the developers always push it to the limit. Whatever system it was, Nintendo system it was, Zelda would always push it and get the most out of it. And like, as people kind of assumed, with all the recent Zeldas being cel-shaded, and with that being those being the most popular Zeldas, that they would try to make Ocarina of Time look more cel-shaded. They did not do that. In fact, this is looking more realistic like Twilight Princess. And when you combine probably the best fidelity we've ever seen in a Zelda game with more realistic visuals, obviously it's not like they're going for Game of Thrones. It's just more realistic. It's like I said, Twilight Princess was still fantastical. It was just not cel-shaded. It looks really good. And that kind of changes the conversation for me with Switch 2 a little bit, because I think Nintendo lost the fucking plot with Switch 2. Nintendo was always supposed to be the budget option. And you know, the Nintendo systems would be less powered. But it was okay because they were budget friendly. You know, like, the Wii was like a quarter of the power, if that, of the 360 and PS3, but nobody cared because it was like a quarter of the price. If they had made the Wii the same price as 360 and PS3, it would have been a different story. Same with Switch. The original Switch. Completely underpowered compared to PS4 and Xbox One. And yet... Oh, shit. Yeah, you're under a time limit. And yet, nobody cared because it was reasonably priced. It was nowhere near as expensive. Okay, I can't go down there yet. It doesn't seem like. But then Switch 2, or not Switch 2, I'm sorry. Switch was basically fucking Nintendo unlocking easy mode. They were at the right place at the right time. All the other handhelds, including Nintendo's handhelds, were out of business, and phone gaming never took off like people thought it would. They were sitting on a library of Wii U games that weren't hardly played, because Wii U did so poorly, even though Wii U had a lot of good games, and I would stand by Wii U being a good system. Wii U was a good system that was marketed poorly. And like I said, I stand by that. It was a great system, it just wasn't marketed right. How you doing? There goes my shit so I can this is how you doing, man. Yeah, so how you doing my shit so I can else. How you doing? So it was portable, it was cheap, it was affordable, and it actually most consoles are sold at a loss. Most consoles, Xbox, PlayStation, usually sell them for less than they're worth because they want to get people in the door and they make most of their money off software. So like Xbox, Microsoft revealed that for Xbox, for example, even at Xbox's most profitable, they usually lost money on the actual Xboxes. They gain money on the games. That's just the way it works. But with Switch, it was so cheap they were making money from the get-go on every system sold. And they just raked in money hand over fist. It is the fastest selling console of all time ever. And it is probably at any moment going to overtake PS2 as the best selling console of all time. Which is a record that PS2 has held for, what, like 3 generations? So it came at the right place and the right time. Had a mobile option when mobile wasn't a thing, dedicated mobile gaming, had a fucking and it launched. They made the incredibly good decision to launch with Breath of the Wild. And I cannot stress enough how much of that is I would attribute the success of the Switch to Breath of the Wild. Okay, because no, Breath of the Wild is not even the best-selling Switch game. I mean, it's one of the best. It's like in the top 5. Okay, but I think I'm pretty much sure it's Mario Kart 8. That's the best-selling Switch game, which is ridiculous. But when it first came out, that was the game it launched with. And Breath of the Wild was a fucking amazing game. It was a genre-defining game. You know, even if you don't like what it did to the formula, you can't say, you can't understate the impact that game had. And so, they came out of the fucking gate with a tremendously great fucking game. And in fact, I remember when the first, 6 months of the Switch, there wasn't that many great games on the comparison to Breath of the Wild, and 90% of people bought a Switch for Breath of the Wild. So people jokingly called it the Breath of the Wild machine. And then eventually more games, great games started coming. But yeah, so if it had not launched with that major fucking thunder, I don't think it would have done nearly as well. You know, it's the same thing with the original Xbox launching with Halo. Games are important. You can have the best console in the fucking world, and if your games are shit, you've lost. And they had a fucking amazing game with the Breath of the Wild. Uh, and so, and really, just they already made the game for Wii U. Breath of the Wild was ported over Switch. The Switch version literally is just a resolution bump. That's all it is. It's a definition of a quick and dirty port. And so they were making money hand over fist on the Switch. They filled a niche in the market. They were cheap. They were affordable. They were making money on the software and the systems. Where, like I said, most game companies didn't even make money on the systems. They made a lot of great Wii U games that didn't get a lot of success because the Wii U didn't do well, but they were great games. So they made the choice to re-release them on Switch, and those did fucking numbers. Like I said, the best-selling Switch game of all time is Mario Kart 8, which was a Wii U game. And literally, they added new DLC later down the line for Switch, but that was later, okay? When it launched, it was just Mario Kart 8 with the DLC and some extra battle mode. It was the definition of a cheap port. And it sold 60, 70 million copies of fucking Mario Kart 8. So, they were taking games, like, if you look at the Switch, half the library of the Switch is Wii U games. And I'm talking about they would port them over and they would they would do 10 times better than they did on Wii U, and they would do fucking numbers. They must have made $3-4 billion off of Mario Kart 8 alone. That was a fucking a Wii U port, and it was already the best-selling Wii U game. It already sold 8 million copies on Wii U. It was the best-selling Wii U game. So then they just kept that fucking train running. And they had no competition. And in a clear moment of just a pure Nintendo being Nintendo at this point, all they had to do with Switch 2 was just not fuck it up. And they did. They fucked it up. If they had just released Switch 2 and it was a fair price, it would have been fucking immaculate. But they released a fucking Switch 2, and yeah, Switch 2 is a lot more powerful than Switch 1, but, like, they released Switch 2, and it made it almost the same price as PS5 and Series X, but a generation behind. They fucking tried to release Mario Kart World for $80. So we're just gonna skip 70 and go straight to 80, okay? And once again, we're charging you more for games that are graphically way, way less cost to make. You know, nobody liked it when people rose the prices to 70, but at least for, like, Sony, they can say, well, these games would take a shit ton of money to make. And they had to, keep up the price somewhat. So people kind of got over it. Whereas Nintendo games are like, we're going to charge you $10 more for games that we made for, like, a fraction of the cost. That are a generation behind, where you're going to pay more for less graphically intense games. And, I haven't seen a whole lot of bad stuff from Mario Kart World, but it was not a fucking cheat game like Breath of the Wild. And most of the people I've talked to who talk about Mario Kart World have said that it was fucking it's okay. Okay? And that's what I'm saying. It could have been a good game, but it wasn't, oh my fucking god. Holy shit, stop the presses. Breath of the Wild was. And then, you do by comparison, 6 months into the fucking Switch's life cycle, in like October, they did Super Mario Odyssey, which was fucking huge, and still, in my opinion, Super Mario Odyssey is one of the greatest 3D platformers ever made. Pokemon Sword and Shield, which was a good 3D Pokemon game, and in my opinion, the last good Pokemon game. After that's when they went to shit. Pokemon ZA, Scarlet Violet, ever since the game, Sword and Shield was the last good Pokemon game. The last Pokemon game where it actually felt like they were trying. And then Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which, obviously that didn't have the mass appeal, but if you're a big fan of JRPGs, it was a big deal. So, then there's a lull, but then they quickly back that up with Super Mario Odyssey. 1-2 punch. And those are the two big system sellers. Mario Kart World's not fucking Mario Kart. Mario Kart World's not Super Mario Odyssey or Zelda. You're making bagels on And I remember, you can go back and you can watch streams, plenty of times in streams. You can, I said, I think Switch is doing popular right now because of the hype. But it's overpriced, and that bubble is going to pop. And it did. During the holiday season, which is the best time of the year for consoles, it's where most game consoles or sales are made. And it's especially important for Nintendo because they're a huge portion of their audience is kids. And kids can't buy their own systems. Who's going to buy it? Their parents. And when are they going to buy it? Unless it's their fucking birthday, it's Christmas. So it's doubly important for Nintendo. They only sold 1 million Switch 2s during the holiday season. That is literally catastrophically bad. I think that makes it 2025, one of Nintendo's worst holiday seasons ever. Like, worse than fucking Wii U. To the point where it actually made people in Nintendo panic. Because that, like I'm saying, for a system that was doing so well, that literally grind to a halt. If anything, the sales should have catapulted when the holiday season. So, like, going into the holiday season, they had hit 18 million Switches sold. Switch 2 sold. And they were like, yeah, we're crushing it. We're having a record first year. And then, oh my god, the sales are fucking nothing. And they have yet to recover, actually. They've been slow as fuck. Because originally, they had that hype for, oh, Switch 2, we're coming off the Switch, we're riding the Switch. And then that dies. And then it was already overpriced to begin with, and then they raised the price by 50. And under a year, you know, PS5, nobody liked the fact that they raised the price on that, but in their defense, it was due to the chip shortage. And the chips for making PS5 and Series X are actually expensive. The ones for Switch 2 are not. So I have no fucking idea why Nintendo decided to do that. Like I said, they were making money off of each system. And even if the system became more, they should have just ate the cost. And I can break that down for you. Nintendo estimates, and this is a very simple argument where people don't get it, and I wish these corporations understood the math, by the way. And this is like an experiment you can do. So, and we got a very good look into the numbers. Okay, so in the first year, Switch 2 sold 19 million systems, which actually still made it the best first year of any system Nintendo did ever. That's almost as much as the GameCube sold entirely. I think it was like 23 million for GameCube. But the second year was supposed to be a much higher seller than the first year. So, in every other console that's a success, we're not talking about consoles that came out and failed, the second year usually has much greater sales because you build that time, you build up the games, and you get it. Switch 2 had a good first year, the second year was like sold twice as many. Because that first year is getting your foot in the door. Then you get the install base, then you get the numbers up. So, Nintendo expected originally for the second year to be even better. 20 million plus. And instead, they predicted that they would only sell 16 million Switch 2 this year. So, what I'm trying to say is, okay, so we have that means that they rose the price by $50. And so, let's do a simple math experiment. Let's say $50 times 19 million. If it sold the first year, which they don't think it will. That would be about $950,000. So that would be shy of $1 billion. So you think, man, They're making money, right? Right? Like that, oh, we're making almost $1 billion by charging $50 extra. And that's what they think. However, when you take into account that they now said, we're going to sell 3 million less systems. So then, let's be generous and let's only do 400 minus. Let's do 400 times 3 million. That would be 1.2 billion. So, in their short-sightedness, and goes for any of the corporations raising their prices, they think, well, if we raise the price by $50, we're making almost an extra billion. But it turns out that they're losing more money in the people that would have bought the system. Doing the math, they would have made $1.2 billion on those 3 million systems they're not going to sell now. And on top of which, as we just went over, the majority of money made in games is from games sold. So, that's really not the moneymaker. Getting the system is just getting your foot in the door. So we're saying that they lose out on $1.2 billion off the systems. But then if you think, if just one person, if every person who bought the system bought one game at full price, how much money is that losing out on? Another $1 billion? And bear in mind, it's actually more than that, because if things had gone to plan, they wouldn't have sold 19 million copies, or 19 million systems, the same as year one. They would have done more than year one. So they're actually selling quite a bit less. Like I said, in every other case, if you had a successful system going to year two sold way more. And they even said that compared to Wii, compared to Switch, even to fucking Wii U, it had stronger second year sales. And of course that was struggling. So it's actually a lot more than that. And that's what I'm saying. They're not understanding that the extra money that Nintendo may be getting by charging an extra $50 a system, they're not weighing that against the amount of money they're losing by the people who would have bought this system and then just said, fuck you. And in this case, Nintendo themselves literally said, well, we believe because we increased the price by $50, we're going to miss out on 3 million sales. And you know what? You could actually probably make that even worse, because it's probably worse, especially with the decay in Switch. So, with that being said, with them losing out on 1.2 billion just by those 3 million sales not being made, and losing out on all those games that those 3 million people would have bought, was that really worth the extra $50 when they're losing $400 for every one that's not bought? So that's what I'm saying. These corporate people think, ooh, if we raise the price, we're going to get this much more for each system. Not weighing into the fact that, yeah, but if you make people not buy the system, you're going to lose a lot more. And they never seem to see that side of the argument. And with Nintendo, we have the rare example to actually see, wow, just right off the bat, they are losing that much money off the $50. And like I said, you know, the tariffs are a bitch. And that is true. I can't imagine that's easy to deal with. And maybe they would have lost money. I still think they probably wouldn't have, because the Switches are so much Switch 2s are so much cheaper to make than PS5, that I still think even without the price cost, they still probably been profitable. But let's be generous to Nintendo, in the sake of charity, and say that they would have lost money if they didn't raise the price. Okay, number one, they would have still made that money up in the games, which was the point anyway. That's how, like, Sony has sold most of their systems at a loss and still made crazy bank. Because it's not the systems, it's the games. The system is the price of admission. The games is where they make the money. So they're willing to take a loss. And that's why PS5 is... They've literally pretty much sold every PS5 they've ever sold at a loss. They literally sold it for less than it cost to make. But yet this is the most financially successful generation ever. Why? Because they're making the money on the games. So maybe they would have taken a loss. But A, they would have had... would have made that money back up in the games anyway. And B... they would have engendered a lot of good fucking will from customers, which translates to money. And you see that, like I said. And it actually, another thing that Nintendo has done that showcased that is the fact that Nintendo has switched their strategy. When Switch 2 first came out, and it was doing super well in like the first like 3 or 4 months in that hype that, the honeymoon phase, I guess you could say, they said, well, we're not going to do any more Switch games. We're pretty much going to focus on Switch 2 going forward. And then, just like last month, they revealed the earnings call and said, no, actually, we will focus on Switch 1. The reason why? Because they're like, oh, fucking shit. Switch 2 sales plummeted. And they actually found out that more people were buying Switch 1 than Switch 2s right now, which should not happen with Switch 2 being at the momentum that it had. That's what I'm saying. People could afford the Switch 1, so they bought it. Holy shit. And like Nintendo wouldn't literally say we're not going to commit to we're not going to do Switch 1 games anymore and then go back on it unless there was a financial reason. Of course they won't just, you know what I'm saying? So they could have just taken the loss. And that is the thing where sometimes it's you lose the battle and you win the war. The tariffs are not going to last forever. The AI bubble is not going to last forever. It's already having signs of popping and shit. Even more signs of popping, like I said. But customers won't forget you dicking them over. Conversely, they remember when you don't fuck them over. And that's what I'm saying. So they gained 900 million by raising the price by 50. And then they lost 1.2 billion on all the people that wouldn't buy a console. Bare minimum, because actually it would have exceeded the first sales. So this is just magic into the first year, like I said. And then how many games they would have bought. They actually lost a lot more money. But on paper, it's $50. That means more money. You have to take into account the grand fucking total. And I'm not like a financial advisor, man. And that just seems like simple shit. But all these corporate managers, all these bank dudes, don't seem to get that. What does an extra $50 per system mean if you sell half the systems? And like I said, like say they just took the loss, which they're making so much money, they honestly easily could have taken the loss. They would have sold so many more systems. And that's the thing. That's the thing about Nintendo. Switch 1 did so well that they started to think that they could do no wrong. Like I said, Switch 1 was incredibly cheap to make. They were making money hand off fist, where most of them take a loss, like I've said repeatedly. Most of their libraries were quick and easy ports, so they would port a game over and just spend barely any money or time on it, and then get fucking 1,000-to-1 ratio in investment. And they just didn't even really have to try. It was so fucking successful. But that's what I'm saying. Then they started to think, well, we can just do whatever. We don't have to be affordable anymore. That's what fucked them. You know, it's the same thing that happened to fucking Sony, man, coming off of fucking PS2. You know, I thought that after PS2, they were on top of the world. Like I said, they had the best-selling console ever, and it was the best-selling back then, too. It wasn't like retroactively, like everybody knew it was a hit. Okay? And so they were coming off of PS2 and PS1. So then they're like, started doing stupid shit like, yeah, let's have a boomerang controller for PS3. Let's make it $600 from 2006. When most people are getting upset about that now. And, PS3 fucking crashed and burned it first. Right? Yeah. So, Sony came off of PS2 thinking they were hot shit. They were untouchable. And then they started doing stupid things, overpricing, dicking people around, coming up with the stupid fucking boomerang controller. And the first like year or two of PS3 was super fucking rough because of that. And thankfully, to their credit, Sony was able to recognize the bullshit and fix it. They brought the price down. The game never launched with the boomerang controller because they thankfully came to their senses and just, you know, released an upgraded PS2 controller. They got the games, but they paid dearly. They honestly could have ultimately rivaled PS2. And instead, they sold like half of what PS2 did. Enough to make a profit. PS3 wasn't a failure, but still, if they had been smart out of the gate, they could have done a lot more. And that's exactly what Nintendo did here. They thought, oh, we're unstoppable. So we can just dick people around. We can ask them for $100 for Joy-Cons. Even though Joy-Cons are fucking worst. I've never met anyone in my life that likes fucking Joy-Cons. Okay? They're cheap, flimsy fucking shit. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna charge $100 for Joy-Cons. The fucking hubris. Hold on, I gotta teleport back. Like $300? The same price that the Switch was at launch?
Do you wish?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, and it's costing them dearly now. Like I said, they had the worst fucking holiday sales. They had one of the worst holiday seasons they've ever had. I wouldn't even say $400. That's still too close. That's only $100 behind. Dude, you have to understand. Switch 2 is literally... Switch 2 is literally a generation behind. So, even the $100 less, still pushing it. I wouldn't really say that. And honestly, that's COVID for you. So you can't really blame all that on Biden. He kind of took office with everything going fucking crazy. I don't even like Biden, but the economy was massively plummeted. No, we really haven't. Oh shit. J-Lo the Injured Dawn, okay. That's cool. Yeah, same with Walmart, dude. Before COVID, Walmart, almost every Walmart was open 24 hours. They're still not going back to that. Basically decimated the fucking third shift. Yeah. Going to Walmart at night was the only time you could actually feel comfortable. You actually walk around and being bothered. We had a 24-hour Waffle House. Wow, that's fucked up. We had a 24-hour Waffle House and a Walmart next to each other. I never like you could literally see the Waffle House from the parking lot. Yeah, that's. I don't agree with beating on the elderly. I think it's one of the worst things you can do, honestly. So, one time I would go to fucking Walmart and would shop and get my shopping done. And then I fucking go to Waffle House, man. Yeah, no, usually they do. And also, you know, anybody who fucking, dude, you know, what the fuck happened to people just beating the shit out of one person, dude? You know, it used to be that you get into a fight with somebody and it was just, you get into a fight with them. Now everybody wants to gang up and beat people, man. Like, dude, if you get into a fist fight with somebody and then your go-to reaction is to call your friends in to help you, you're a fucking pussy. Like, it's different if you have, like, you know, like a gang beef and you see have multiple people coming up on each other, okay? But, like, seriously, if you are fighting a dude one-on-one and you tag in your friends, you're a fucking pussy. I would never do that. I've never done that. Yeah. Just like it used to be, it used to end like right there. It is pretty dishonorable, yeah. You know, and I've made plenty of mistakes in my life. I won't say that I haven't. Yeah, he deserved every minute of it too. I think that's fair. I think, you know, he's like, what, he's 17? So, if he learns his lesson and gets his life together, he might actually get out and, soon enough to have a fucking life. Well, that's what I'm saying. I do believe in rehabilitation. So if he actually, you know, gets his shit together, that's what I'm saying. But, you know, and if not, he'll be in there until he's an old man. I forgot how hard this came for me. Well, dude, the thing about it is it wasn't premeditated. That's the main thing. It is a heinous crime, yeah. I'm not excusing what he did, but I'm saying normally when they give somebody a life sentence, it's for planned murder. and it wasn't planned. If it had actually been premeditated, he would have gone like 25 to life right off the bat. Like no parole. That was the mitigating factor. He was fucking stupid. He shouldn't have pulled the knife, but he didn't expressly go there with the intent of killing somebody. He just let his fucking ego get to his head, and he was being a dick. And did the stupidest, most cowardly thing you can do. You know? But I believe... No, he did, yeah. I believe in rehabilitation for prison. And I think when you're 17, that you're still not beyond saving. Yeah, I don't think you should hang. Like I said, it was incredibly heinous. Shouldn't have done what he did. But it wasn't premeditated. And he's young enough that he can still change. So I think, ultimately, I think that's fair. If he gets his shit together, he might still be able to have a life. And the whole point of prison is supposed to be to redeem people. And we kind of forgot about that, I think. It was just him, yeah. Yeah, well, therein lies the problem. At a certain point, you have to take responsibility for actions. When you're a kid, you know, when you're coming up in the world, you can say, I was raised bad, all this happened, but at a certain point, you're a man, and you have to be responsible for your actions. Doesn't matter how bad your childhood is. I had a fucked up childhood. Not gonna talk about it, but I went through a lot of shit in my childhood. And I don't think anybody should. And I made mistakes over that. When I was a teenager, when I was a teenager, I made a lot of stupid mistakes. So I had a really rough upbringing. It wasn't like my parents' fault or anything like that. My parents loved me. My parents did the best they could for me. They tried to teach me right. It's just I had a really fucked up upbringing due to extenuating circumstances that it's hard for me to talk. When I was really young, like 15, 16, I started acting out my life, and I had been molested, and had issues with people not accepting my mental illness. I wasn't sure what my mental illness was. I didn't know I had OCD at that point. I just knew something was wrong with me. And I couldn't figure out what it was, so it just made me fucking hate myself. And I did a lot of stupid shit. I went out with my friends all night, just stayed away from home. I was afraid of coming home and getting into another fight with my dad, so... Oh, and he had every right to be mad at me. By the way, I don't want to kill him. Like, my dad's abusive. He never was. None of my mom and dad were never abusive to me. I love my parents. But they didn't know how to handle my OCD, because my OCD does not manifest like typical OCD. It's a special type of OCD, and it's a lot rarer. So they thought they knew what OCD was. I thought I knew what OCD was, and nobody ever thought I had OCD when I was younger, because I didn't fall into the standard category of OCD. I have something called pure O. It's mainly intrusive thoughts in your head. So, like, most OCD is like 80% compulsion and 20% obsession. Mine is like 80% obsession and 20% compulsion. Didn't manifest the same way, and it's not really talked about for OCD. OCD-wise. So, my parents didn't know how to handle my OCD, and they thought they were helping me. and they just kind of pushed me away. And that, combined with everything I'd been through, like being molested, being abused by other people as a kid, getting bullied. I was incredibly horribly bullied. Like, I used to get my ass beat every day as a kid from the time I was like 10 until I was like 13 or 14, and it left long scars in me. Because I was a weird little autistic kid, and I was every bully's wet dream. So, I mean, I was brutally beaten. Humiliated. So it made me... the fact that I was suffering from being molested, I was suffering from not knowing what was wrong with me, but knowing something was wrong with me. My parents not knowing how to handle it, so like they were my support system and they didn't know how to handle it. They tried their best, but they couldn't really. And I just hated the world, I hated myself, and I did a lot of stupid shit. And I would get in like fist fights with my dad. I really regret now. And so, you know, and then I just... I mean, I never fucking stabbed somebody. I never killed somebody. I never did drugs or gangbang anything. But I did do things, a lot of things that I regret. And I, ultimately changed at like around the age that this dude is now, Carmelo Anthony's now at 17, because I realized, first of all, I realized that I had OCD. That coming to that realization that I had OCD was a pivotal moment for me, because my whole life I knew that something was wrong with me, but I didn't know what it was, so I just thought I was evil. And a lot of people with OCD think that there's something wrong with them because they get bad thoughts and they think it's them, and it's not. So you're a kid and you have bad thoughts, you think, why am I having these awful thoughts? And that's the thing about OCD and the intrusive thoughts. They're not thoughts that you want to have. So, like, you would, like, I would hug my mom, and I would picture stabbing her in my head. And it wasn't because I wanted to stab her, actually. It was the opposite. The way intrusive thoughts work is it's like, sometimes you get a bad image in your head. Like, you picture somebody naked, and you're like, oh, God, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that in my head. Having OCD intrusive thoughts is like having that and not being able to turn it off. It's like, imagine the most disturbing thing you could think of, and then it flashing in your head constantly. And so people don't understand. People don't understand, and I didn't understand that what I had was OCD. So it made me and most other people like what had some similar think that I was evil. There's something wrong with me, and it created a deep-seated fucking self-loathing in me that I'm still struggling with. I've come a long way, but you know, it made me feel evil, like I was broken. Like, why am I like this? Why am I seeing this stuff? Am I a fucking killer? And of course now, I'm not a killer. Never wanted to kill or hurt anybody in my life. That's not who I am. But as a kid, I didn't know that. I assumed, oh, if I'm seeing these nasty things, I must want to do them, right? And so it makes you hate yourself. It makes you fear yourself. It turns you on yourself. It's awful. You know, most people are like, no matter what, they can't take my thoughts away from me. When you have fucking OCD, yeah, you can. Your head is not your safe space anymore. Your head is the place you try to get away from. So my parents, they didn't know how to help me. And so, you know, they tried the best they could, and they didn't do it. So I was isolated from my parents, my only support system, and I was super angry at the fucking world. I was angry at God, and I just did a lot of stupid shit. Stayed away from the house for weeks at a time with my friends because I didn't want to come home and have another argument, even though half the time I was causing an argument. Like I said, I'm not sitting here like trying to throw my parents under the bus. They really did try to do the best they could for me. I fucking got into fistfights with my dad, which I really regret. And, you know, I just went down a dark path. And about the same time that I was his age, that he is now, I realized that I had OCD, that just because I had bad thoughts doesn't mean that I was a bad person. It meant that I had a mental illness that caused me to have bad thoughts. But I didn't want them. And realizing that it wasn't me, the bad thoughts weren't me, it was a mental illness, and it's documented, it's that made me think, okay, so I'm not evil, I was suffering from a mental illness. And it allowed me to reframe that and think, okay, and come to grips with myself and like myself a lot more. Like, I fucking hated myself, and now I can tolerate me. I don't love myself, I'm still not what you say, like, I'm still kind of my own worst critic. But I was able to tolerate myself, and then I realized that just because I'm going through a lot doesn't give me the excuse to be an asshole. And I was able to, kind of right the course and be a better person. And for my dad's part, they kind of realized that I was hurting. Once they realized that I had O.C.D. and I had a mental illness, they realized that I was suffering from this huge thing and that they weren't there to help me. And they unintentionally pushed me away. So they realized, oh, he's not just being a dick to us for no reason. So, and I was able to, once I came to that understanding, and they came to that understanding, and I apologized to them, I was able to patch up the issues with my parents. We're super close now. I love my parents. I always have. But we had issues then. And I was able to do that. But the only way I was able to acknowledge that I had OCD, I was able to acknowledge that there were things that are out of my control, but I also, the key part of that is I had to take responsibility for what I did, okay? Like, yes, I had a fucked up childhood. Yes, I went through stuff that I shouldn't have gone through. Yes, I had a mental illness, but I still made really poor decisions, and I can't blame that on something else. And I was able to become a better person by owning up to what I did. And if I hadn't given myself a second chance, if my parents hadn't given me a second chance, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. And I think what that dude did was horrible. Obviously, like I said, you know, you get into a fist fight with somebody, you don't pull out a goddamn knife, man. You just settle that with fisticuffs. Like, literally. He literally could have just punched the dude. And it would have been a spat. He would have been escorted out of the fucking tent. Probably nothing would have happened. It was, oh, it's boys being boys of the football team. End of story. And, you know what I'm saying? And nobody would have cared about that, even if he was in the wrong. Like, oh, he punched him, you know? But no, he had to fucking draw a knife. And he absolutely should pay for that. But I don't think that that kid at 17, that he's beyond saving. Or that he can't learn from that and grow. And I think, I honestly do think that putting him away for life would have been a mistake. Because he is young enough and he doesn't have a record of doing stuff like that. That, you know, he goes to jail for quite a long time and he gets the right thing, he does the right steps, he only gets out early if he has good behavior, which means not doing what he did to put him in there. If you starting fights with other inmates, that's exactly what's going to happen to you. You're going to lose that good behavior, and he's going to sit the whole sentence in there 30 years instead of 17. No, that's fair. But at the same time, like I said, I don't think. Like I said, we have to lean on rehabilitation. And sometimes, you know, people need mercy, even if they don't deserve it. Yeah. No mercy! But at the end of the day, like I said... Oh, shit. There's gonna be people who are never happy, dude. You just have to do the best that you can. And hope that that's enough. There's a ceramic offering. Okay. They could have given him the fucking death sentence and people wouldn't be happy. And they could have given him a got off scot-free and people would still be happy that, you know? Because there's gonna be some asshole thing and they can do better than you. No matter what you fucking do. No, I'm just saying there's going to be people who are not happy no matter what. No matter what would happen. At a certain point, you just kind of have to give up. And say you're going to do what you're going to do. But. Yeah, except when you talk to talk to the black community, see if they agree with you. That's what I'm saying. No matter how right you think you are, there's going to be somebody that says, no, you're actually fucking wrong, and fuck you. That's what I mean. There's always going to be somebody that thinks you are wrong and you suck. Trying to please everybody, you just can't do it. Yeah. I just hope it doesn't cause rioting and looting, man. We're honestly so fucking... We're so, like, I'm just so tired of the rioting and looting, the bullshit, dude. Give me them. And honestly, I think bringing race into it all was the main mistake, dude. It didn't even have anything to do with race in this case. Literally, it could have been... Carmelo could have done that to another black guy, and I still would be like, fuck you, dude. Don't bring a knife to a fist fight. It could have been another black dude that he stabbed to death, and I'd be like, what the fuck? He deserves the, you know? Get it. So, and nothing about the crime was racially motivated at all. So that's also part of the problem, is we put race in stuff that it wasn't. Yeah, and that's the thing. Stupid is irregardless of race. So I wish that race had never gotten involved with it. It didn't even need to be a part of it. His Carmelo killing that dude had nothing to do with race and everything to do with stupid. That dude was just looking for a fight, man. Could have been a black kid. It was just whoever happened to cross his path at the time. No, it's not. I'm just saying race didn't really play a part in it. And now that's like all anyone talks about is the racial part of it. And I find that kind of frustrating. It wasn't really a racially motivated crime. I really hope so. Yeah. Well, I can only hope. Yeah. Well, we need we need some good right now. The world as a whole has been getting real fucking battered, man. 2026 seems to be just a bad year for everybody. This year has been fucking terrible for me, I'll tell you that much. It's been one of the worst years of my life, man. Fuck this year. Literally started out fucking 7 a.m. on New Year's Eve. Watching my fucking aunt die. Oh, almost dying. Yeah. There we go. That's cool. I have familiar that follows me around now. That's nifty. That's something they added in this DLC. It wasn't in the base game. I really love this game. I'm a big fan of Metroidvanias. And out of all the Metroidvanias I played, Blasphemous 1 and 2 are some of the absolute best. They're really fucking good. So, the other day, they just shadow dropped a big-ass DLC for this that was free for everybody. Like, wow. Like, I've literally played this game and the sequel to 100% completion and got the Platinum Trophy, and that is not easy. These are very hard games, so... but I was like, oh, okay, I love Blasphemous 2, but it's like, it literally came in the morning, like, shit. Hey, let my cat out. Give me a second. Honestly, I would say the world went to shit the last like 6 years. I would really say 2020 was the start of the plunge, and we have yet to recover. Yeah, that's fair. That's cool.
Do you win?
Yeah. Oh, I can only hope, otherwise it was all for nothing. Fuck. Close to where I need to be, but I can't figure out the way to get there. I haven't played this game in a while. I'm rusty, and this game is hard as fuck. It always has been. Here we go. God damn, getting double teamed. Give me a fucking break. Thank God. Holy shit. Oh, that douchebag would never go away. Okay, this is the right way. I can all fucking turn around after tussling with Andre the Giant. Okay, now we're making headway. Thank fuck. What?
This castle has a life of its own, greater than that which still beats in my own heartbroken chest. These walls have seen me born, and also die. And now they weep. They weep because they search but cannot find me. They weep because they miss me.
Oh, sweet, he got rid of that weird fucking mist. I wonder if it just did it in this area or if it was the whole castle. Either way. Win to win. Ah, shit. Oh, hell yeah. That's the main way to upgrade the new weapon. You get a whip in this DLC I've been using. I guess we're gonna try out the new shit. Oh yeah, that'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Oh well, fuck. So fucking close. Fuck. There we go. Some of this shit's really fucking tricky. I can only figure out... Oh shit, I could have slipped down over there. My bad. I never give me do that. Oh, but then I can't get through there. Okay, yeah, it looks like I've got to go a long way around then. Because I'm almost there, man. Here we go. Oh, and then I wound up losing back through. God. It's one of those things that's gonna piss me off when I figure it out. Well, actually, let me try looking around and see if it got rid of some of that mist. They actually could have opened the mist in another area of the map. I didn't think about that. Yeah, okay, the mist is gone here too. There we go. Yeah, this whip is sick as shit, and I haven't even got anywhere near close to upgrading it all the way. There's a lot more abilities where it gets better, so... And you can use the whip to move in any direction. Nice, another upgrade mark. Like I said, all of this area that you see right here in this map is from the DLC. There's still quite a bit I haven't seen yet. And then the new weapon, and this is a free upgrade. There's a free update. That's kind of insane. But they're known for doing that with Blasphemous. Each of the games usually gets massive free updates. That would be a paid DLC. One of the reasons I love them. But they just, like, usually you get, like, a heads up. No, they just shadow dropped it the other day. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I need to reinstall Blasphemous 2. Ah, shit. Okay, yeah, I need to switch weapons. I'm gonna take off your head and beat you with it. Why? Why not? Here we go. Shortcut back to where I came from. Fuck yeah. Nope. Okay, I need to... Yeah. There we go. I think it... Yeah, it resets my jump every time I do that. That's cool. Yeah, now we're cooking with gas. Oh, hell yeah. That's fucking dope. Okay, the music stopped. That's alarming. Yeah, fuck. I said this game does not fuck around. Oh shit. Ah! Oh my god, I got out of there with a fucking cunt hair with health left. Jesus Christ. God. I really hope I find a checkpoint soon.
Sweet Crescentia, what thoughts consumed you in the last breath of your life? At what point did your pain transform into this curse that condemned us both?
They go into a lot of really deep shit in this game. This game is like, what if, like, Catholicism and the whole, like, you need to flagellate yourself, pain, salvation through pain, what if that took over the world? Like Catholicism to the extreme. Oh, sweet shortcut. Ah, okay, that's dope. I really hope I get a checkpoint soon. Ah. Oh, wait. Yeah, baby. Okay, I think that's most things that are here. Check that. If I find something and I can't figure out what it is, I'll leave a question mark on the map. And if I've figured it out, then oh yeah, okay, I still need whatever item to unlock these. Okay, so that will remain. Okay, that's most of what I can do here. And I get rid of that. Yeah, because I figured it out. Thankfully, the enemies don't respawn. Oh shit, I hit to travel back to the city. Yeah, I removed the mist, so a bunch of these places now I have to recheck, because before I couldn't get through the mist, so... Yeah, the drop-down attack on the whip is pretty satisfying, not gonna lie. Let her whip! Fuck, it's still those doors. I still don't know how to open those fucking doors. Okay, I'll try going here next.